Welcome, everyone, to the Jack Tonney's Basement podcast. We have a special treat for everybody. We have a game that Steve came up with. We are playing WrestleMania Jeopardy. It's going to be myself against Aaron, and we have a special guest, David Trujillo from El Paso, Texas. David, since you are a guest, I wanted you to go ahead and talk about what brought you to the world, or what makes you love wrestling?
Hi, guys. Just want to say David Trujillo here. Thank you for having me on, part of the podcast. Appreciate it. As far as wrestling, to go back to how I kind of started watching wrestling and what I like about it, I probably started watching wrestling when I was about 6 years old. First WrestleMania I remember watching once it came out on VHS. That's how old I am. It was WrestleMania 4. So, of course, going back to Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, pretty awesome match. And, of course, a lot of other matches on top of that. And my sister's the one who actually got me into wrestling. She had been watching it since she was a kid. So she kind of got me hooked on it. As I started to, become a fan over the years, there's just certain wrestlers you gravitate towards. Sorry to probably say this now, but the first wrestler that I idolized as a kid was the Ultimate Warrior. It was just something about the face paint, of course, the shaking of the ropes, the energy, all that excitement. And then even after that, craziness. Probably after going through Ultimate Warrior days, then my hero for a long time ended up being Bret Hart, just the guy that can just put any kind of match together with any type of wrestler. And pretty much any match you ever watched of Bret Hart's was just one of the best that you could ever see. And if you pretty much listen to any of the, the interviews that are done on YouTube, they'll pretty much always say that their best matches were with Bret Hart. So that's kind of, in general, I always liked it. Of course, the business as anything. It's funny, we grow up as fans, and then as we get older, you start learning about the business and what happens behind the scenes. And then once the internet came along, and then you started finding out what the rumors were about and what was happening once WCW came on. And it became a lot more exciting, especially as a fan. And then there was a time that I think a lot of us were going on both sides of WCW and WWF at the time, WWF before WWE. And I think it was pretty cool and exciting. And as of right now, I can tell you, I'm pretty much rolling with AEW as the number one wrestling show that I watch right now. I do kind of keep up a little bit with WWE, but not a lot. And it's kind of a shame because one of my favorite wrestlers in WWE is AJ Styles. So, and considering that I remember watching him in WCW at the end of it, it's kind of ironic. So that's kind of how I came about to wrestling, guys.
Yeah, I only saw him on TNA. I never saw him in the WCW, but I know he was there.
You weren't a fan of the Air Raid tag team?
Air Raid? No, I can't even think of Air Raid.
I want to say they had a shot at the Cruiserweight tag team titles, but they never secured them.
Right.
Alrighty, guys. So I forgot to introduce ourselves, the regular panelists. I'm Eddie Lucero, Orlando, Florida. Aaron Bracamontes, hailing also from El Paso, Texas. Ooh. And Steve Eichenberger from Cedar Falls, Iowa. All right, Steve, this is your baby. WrestleMania Jeopardy, something you've been telling us about for about a month and a half. You got your show.
Guys, this has been a long time coming. I am so jacked for this. It feels like my birthday. We're not going to waste any time here today. We're going to get right into it. I'm going to explain the rules here for you, the panelists, real quickly. This is not like regular Jeopardy. We're obviously virtual here, and we don't have buzzers. So the way it's going to work is we are going to rotate, and each player is going to pick one of our 5 categories and a dollar amount between $100 and $500. At that time, that player gets an opportunity to answer that question. If they answer that question wrong, they will go negative. If they get it right, they will get the points. At any point, if they do not know the answer and don't feel like they can answer it, they can pass it with no risk to themselves, at which time the other players will get a chance to answer it. Now, each player gets one lifeline in which that player it feels a question is so hard, they can nominate that question to another player, and that player has to provide an answer. There are 2 daily doubles, one in each of the 2 boards. And at the end, there are 2 final Jeopardy categories. The player with the most points at that point is going to get to pick which category we go with. So are you guys ready?
Ready.
Let's do it.
Bring it on,
David,
guys.
you are the guest, so you will go first. Here are the 5 categories. You guys ready for the categories?
Yes.
Let's do it.
Venues, gimmick match, who's the champ, you can't see me, questions all about John Cena, and the streak. So, David, where do you want to start here? Kick us off.
Who's the champ?
For how much?
100.
Who's the champ for 100? At WrestleMania 30, this man wrestled twice to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Who is Daniel Bryan?
That's correct.
Actually, he was supposed to pass that one.
Like I said, guys, the $100 questions. $100 questions are fairly easy.
There goes
Eddie.
my plans of going 50-0.
The streak is over.
Yep. Eddie, where do you want to go?
I'll go with who's the champ 200.
Okay. Not billed as the main event, Shawn Michaels loses to this champion at WrestleMania 11.
Who is Diesel?
That's correct.
Boom! I got one right, guys. Yeah. Champion.
We are off to a hot start. All right. Aaron, let's see how it's done here.
Who's the champion for 500?
Oh,
Who's the champion for 500? WrestleMania 10 saw this competitor defend his title, but then lost it later in the night.
Who is Yokozuna?
That is correct.
That's fair.
All right, David, you're in a hole.
Who's the champ 300?
WrestleMania 24 saw this competitor successfully defend his WWE Championship in a triple threat match versus John Cena and Triple H.
Who is Edge?
That is incorrect. Eddie, you get a chance at her.
Who is Batista?
That is incorrect as well. Aaron,
Who is Randall Keith Orton?
that is correct.
He doesn't go by Randall Keith Orton, just so you know.
We cannot accept Randall. It is Randy.
FYI. Well, maybe I shouldn't put knowledge out there because it might lead to another question. So
It won't matter, Aaron. It won't matter.
No. It matters. It matters.
All right, Eddie, you're up, man.
You can't see me 100.
Okay, you can't see me for 100. Okay. John Cena defeated this man to win his first singles title.
Oh, I have no idea. Pass. I don't like
Pass.
John Cena.
Aaron,
Who is the Big Show?
that is correct.
So, man, I was gonna guess Eddie Guerrero.
All right, Aaron, you're up.
The streak for 500.
The streak for 500. This competitor wrestled The Undertaker in the shortest match in the streak, lasting only 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Ooh.
You better answer it, Aaron.
What's the time again?
4 minutes and 20 seconds.
Who is Jimmy Snuka?
That is correct.
Son of
I
Wasn't
had
he in
another guy in mind,
ECW?
and I thought it was him. My bad.
Luca was in ECW back then. I shouldn't
you
count.
guys got an uphill battle here. All right, David.
Let's go. Who's the champ 400?
Who's the champ 400? This is one of the daily doubles. So you are minus 200 right now. So you can wager enough to get yourself back to 0.
We'll go 200.
Okay. After winning a battle royal to win the opportunity to open the show, Kane won the ECW championship in 11 seconds by defeating which competitor? You got
Who
about
is
7
Matt
seconds.
Hardy?
That's incorrect. I'm sorry. Okay, if this one's not up for points, anyone want to guess?
I'm
We
passing.
don't get.
I'm straight up passing. I have no idea.
So you sure?
Aaron?
No points at all?
Aaron probably knows.
What's that? Aaron, what's
Not
the
even
answer?
Who is Chavo Guerrero Jr.?
That is correct.
Oh my God.
Dude,
All
Chavo
right.
was never in a WrestleMania match. This is crazy.
All right, Eddie. Wikipedia maybe had that one wrong. I don't know. Eddie, you're up.
What are the other topics?
The venue, gimmick venues,
I'll go.
match.
I'll go with venue 100.
Okay. The only two WrestleManias not to take place in the United States took place in this stadium, home to an AL East team.
What is Toronto?
That's a city. Can you be more specific for us?
What do you want? The team?
No. No. The venue.
Venue.
The category.
Oh,
is venues.
son of a. The Sky Dome. What is a Sky Dome?
That is correct.
Yes. I was like, I don't know. I've only been there once.
All right, Aaron.
The streak for 400.
The streak for 400. All right. Of the two matches in the streak to end via submission, this man lost the first.
Who is Edge?
That is correct. Yeah, I'm a little bit impressed here, Aaron. You
A little bit.
Aaron's pissed off because me and Eddie got one each.
I mean,
David.
I've been calling Aaron the wrestling encyclopedia for a while now.
Okay, remind me the other topics. I'm sorry.
Venues, gimmick match, you can't see me in the streak.
Let's go gimmick match 100.
Okay. Shawn Michaels faced Razor Ramon at WrestleMania 10 in the first one of these.
What is a ladder match?
Damn it.
That is correct.
And he was like, pass.
Yeah, pass it.
And the first
Eddie,
ladder
where
match
you
was
wanna
actually
go?
Bret Hart and Shawn Michaels.
Does he get
That's-
bonus points for that?
Survivor Series.
No.
Daily double.
Eddie, where do you want to go?
I'll go with venues 200.
All right, I like it.
Do I get extra if I've been at the venue?
Maybe one.
Okay.
This world famous venue held the first WrestleMania, along with 10 and 20.
I'm guessing here, but what is Madison Square Garden?
That's correct. Aaron.
You can't see me for 500?
Okay, you can't see me. WrestleMania 25 featured a triple threat match with John Cena facing Edge and which superstar?
Who is the Big Show?
That is correct.
What is this, rigged?
He's answering it with a smile. He's like,
To be fair,
We even know that Aaron knows the answers. Like we're like, I don't know.
I'll be honest with you guys. I actually wrote down his score before he even answered that.
so a little bit of inside baseball is not too fair about that. When I interviewed Vicky Guerrero, it was getting ready for that WrestleMania, and she was the love interest of both Edge and Big Show, and she took a bump off the apron that match. So, yeah, I had an hour-long conversation leading up to that match. So
Very cool.
You can't make this stuff up, folks.
David.
Let's go with You Can't See Me 200.
Okay, you can't see me 200. Billed at his chance at redemption, Cena beat this competitor at WrestleMania 29.
Who is Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
That is correct. Eddie.
I'll go with venues, whichever one's next. I think it's 300.
Venues for 300. WrestleMania 3 saw Hulk Hogan defeat Andre the Giant in this no longer standing stadium.
What is the Silver Dome, not the Superdome?
That is correct. That is correct. Aaron.
all right, what categories still have 500 left?
Venues and gimmick match both do.
Give me venues for 500.
Okay, this is what I feel the hardest question on the entire board.
Just pass it, Aaron.
Often billed as the worst WrestleMania of all time. WrestleMania 11 took place in this least well-known of all the WrestleMania venues.
Oh, how many points do I have? Or how many? Yeah.
You got 2,300.
Okay. What is the Hartford Convention Center?
I'm going to accept it. It's a Hartford Civic Center.
Civic Center.
Dude, I was thinking like Anaheim.
Yeah.
I knew it had Hartford in the name, and I knew it was basically the equivalent of our Convention Center Civic Center. I just didn't know if there was like a more extravagant name, like named after some dude or something.
Dear God.
Yeah.
We're so
David, you're up.
Let's go with You Can't See Me 300.
You Can't See Me 300. Cena wins his first world title in only his second WrestleMania versus this champion.
It was his first title? His first championship?
World title
World title.
in his second WrestleMania.
I'm going to do my lifeline and have Eddie go for this one.
Yes.
You know, you could have just passed.
I want to put more pressure on you.
Oh God, I have.
And plus,
to answer
Aaron would have got 300 more points.
Well, I didn't want to pass it to Aaron because I knew he was going to get the answer right. So
yeah. So Eddie, Cena wins his first world title in only his second WrestleMania versus this champion.
Oh crap.
And oh crap is not the answer.
Like I know it's not Randy Orton because they never fight each other at WrestleMania. I'm gonna say who is Kane. No clue.
That's incorrect. Aaron, do you care to tell him who the answer is?
Do I get the points?
No.
But no one could answer it anyway.
Who is the wrestling god and Texas millionaire John Bradshaw Layfield?
That is correct.
wow.
All right.
Anyways,
Eddie,
yeah.
you're up.
Gimmick matches, whichever is next.
Okay, gimmick match for 200. WrestleMania 21 saw the first one of which popular match?
Oh wow. I'm gonna say what is TLC?
That's incorrect.
Damn.
Aaron, you're up.
What is Money in the Bank?
That is correct.
That Money in Bank hasn't been around for 16 years.
You should know because Chris Jericho invented it, much like many things.
All right, Aaron, you're up.
Gimmick matches for 500.
Okay. At WrestleMania 7, the Ultimate Warrior defeated Randy Savage in what type of match?
What is a retirement match?
That is correct.
I mean, couldn't
I
you?
don't want to play anymore.
What is a career match? The actual wording was a career match.
All right, David.
Let's go with. Let's go with Cena. Whatever's next. You can't see me.
Okay, there's only one more in this one. During the Firefly Funhouse match, John Cena used this phrase over and over again while failing to hit another Hall of Famer.
Holy crap. Man. I don't know.
Are you passing or are you guessing?
I'll pass it.
All right, Eddie.
Did you say word or phrase?
Phrase.
What is ruthless aggression?
That is correct.
Yes.
Don't call it a comeback.
Yeah, we won't.
All right, Eddie, the board is yours again.
What do we still have available?
We got venues for 400. We got 2 in gimmick match and 3 on the streak.
Give me the next venue.
Okay. JR appeared in his first WrestleMania here. Clue, Bradley Cooper and Ed Helms are all too familiar with this place.
Is JR's first WrestleMania?
His first appearance at a WrestleMania.
I think that's 9, so I'm going to say, what is Caesar's Palace?
That is correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Would you have?
I've been to that one.
Las Vegas too.
Las Vegas wouldn't have counted. I said Toronto for Sky Dome at first.
All right, Aaron.
What? So on venues, we have what numbers do we have on venues?
Nope, venues is done. We've got 300 and 400 on gimmick match, and we got 1, 2, and 300 left on the streak.
400 gimmick.
All right, 400 gimmick match. WrestleMania 20 saw Victoria defeat Molly Holly under this stipulation.
Loser gets their head shaved. Oh,
That's
what is
correct.
loser gets their head shaved?
That is correct.
Wow. I would have never guessed that.
No,
No.
no,
All
not
right.
at all.
I don't guess.
You
You got that right.
I've got a category in the next round that I think is going to get you, but we'll see. All right, David.
Let's go with whatever's next on the streak.
Okay. The next lowest one or the next highest one?
Lowest one.
Okay. The streak all began at WrestleMania 7 when The Undertaker defeated this Hall of Famer.
This first one was Hall of Famer. Who is Jimmy Snuka?
That's correct. All right, Eddie.
So we have the streak and we have gimmick matches left, right?
You got 2 left on the streak and 1 left on gimmick matches.
How much is the lowest on streak?
200.
I'll do that one.
Okay. The last victory in the streak came against which now retired superstar?
I think it's who is CM Punk.
That's correct.
Aaron and me saw that one together.
Yep.
Okay, Aaron, we got 2 left on the board.
They're both 300, right?
Yep.
It's gimmick and streak.
Yep.
All right. Streak for 300.
This match, this competitor fought The Undertaker in the only match in the streak to end via disqualification.
Who is Giant Gonzalez?
That's correct.
Sorry, I didn't mean to hit the mic.
All right, David, you're going to finish the board here. You got a gimmick match for 300.
Okay, let's do it.
Just pass it.
Okay. Roddy Piper defeats Goldust at WrestleMania 12 in this strange match.
What is a street fight?
That's incorrect. Eddie?
If I answer it and I get it wrong, I lose points, right?
Yep.
Am I beating David right now?
You are.
Then I'm going to pass.
Okay. Aaron.
So I chose the streak one because I had a gut feeling that this might get passed to me and I might be able to get it anyways. What is the Hollywood Backlot Brawl?
That is correct and very
What the
impressive.
hell? I thought it was like a kiss me match or something.
I
He kissed
remember
him.
the car coming and ramming, like,
Oh
but
my
I
God.
just thought it was a street fight. My bad.
I don't remember any of this.
Okay. So, guys, we're at the end of board 1 here, and how it stands right now. Aaron, you are at an impressive 4,500 points. Eddie, you are at 1,100 points.
Oh, wow.
David, you are just very close behind at negative 300 points. So
That's awesome.
I'm gonna take 30 seconds to set up the next board, and while I do that, Aaron, can you give us 30 seconds on why WrestleMania 11 is terrible?
So WrestleMania 11 was terrible. It's also been branded as the celebrity WrestleMania. That was one of the times that Vince kind of took the idea that had worked in the past that they had celebrities and decided to just go nuts with it. You know, Jonathan Taylor Thomas was there, Pamela Anderson, Jane McCarthy. I want to say Not Liberace was there, but there were some other questionable ones. And then, of course, in the main event was Bam Bam Bigelow versus Lawrence Taylor, and a slew of NFL professional wrestlers kind of acting as lumberjacks. Not really, but they just surrounded the ring. Included in them is future Four Horsemen member Steve Mongo McMichael. Overall, this WrestleMania just didn't have much to offer as far as wrestling. Star power coming from the wrestlers, and I think that might have been why Vince McMahon decided to go with the celebrity input, but it just came off as cheesy, uninspired. Shawn Michaels and Diesel tried to tear the house down, even though Shawn Michaels tried to burn Diesel out. Diesel had to literally sit on him to make sure he could catch his breath. That probably should have been the main event. It was the much better match. The match that was supposed to steal the show was Bob Backlund versus Bret Hart, but Bret Hart even said that that's been his worst WrestleMania match ever. Kind of just showed that as good as Bob Backlund was a worker, his old style just wasn't working, even with the excellence of execution as Bret Hart. And then, Undertaker's streak, after having a disappointment with Johnny Gonzalez the year before with disqualification, they tried to get him back going, being King Kong Bundy. But once again, the style of the past didn't clash with the style of the future, and that was also a very forgettable match.
Great summary. That being said, go out and watch it because there is a lot of unintentional comedy in there.
Mm-hmm. Was William Shatner a part of that one too?
Yes,
or no? He was, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
he was in there.
He's going to be in the Hall of Fame this year.
He is in the Hall of Fame.
Okay, guys, are you guys ready for the next categories?
Not really.
We already know who won, but it's like, sure. I passed to Aaron.
Here are the 5 categories: managers, defunct titles, tag teams, entrances, and before and after. Does everyone understand how before and after works?
No.
So basically the last word of the first answer is the first word of the second answer. There's two categories. So it might be like I'm trying to think of one.
Like something with like Razor Ramon and Scott Hall or something like that, or
no. So if you said, so let's say there's 2 different questions, and the first one might be, let's just say cereal bowl, and the second one is something that starts with bowl. So it's cereal bowl, whatever.
So it behooves you to answer number 1 and go forward, right?
Yep. Okay. So, David, since you're bringing up the rear, you're up.
Let's go with managers for 500.
Okay. At WrestleMania 2, King Kong Bundy unsuccessfully challenged for the title with this manager by his side.
Who is Bobby the Brain Heenan?
That is correct.
Nice.
Eddie.
I'll go with managers 100.
That was managers 100.
No, that was probably 500.
I said 500.
Oh, you did? Oh, I thought you said 100. My bad.
Oh.
Did you give him the one? Are you going to give him the 100? I
think
give him the 5 because he thought it was the 5.
Can we do a swap for the 5 for the 1?
I'm going to give you 200 and then I'm going to give you 500 points.
You're a good man.
All right. If I'm not, I don't think it'll come into play, but if it does later, this is under pressure.
I think we know who already won, but let's go with it.
Okay, Eddie, you're up.
I'll go managers 200 then.
Okay. Randy Savage won the WWF title with this manager at WrestleMania 4.
I want to say, who is Miss Elizabeth?
That's correct.
Yeah.
You're really creeping up there, Eddie.
I'm racking in the low ones.
Managers for 500, but is that going to be for 500 points or 400?
We'll say it's still for 500.
Okay.
Okay, at WrestleMania 17, this man accompanied Edge and Christian as they won the WWF Tag Team titles.
Who is Rhino?
That's correct.
Rhino? Is that Rhino?
Yeah, it was when it was Team Wreck.
Gotcha.
Like Kurt Angle was hanging out with them also at that time, I think.
Okay, David.
Let's go managers, whatever's. Is there a 300?
Yep, there's a 300.
Yeah, let's go 300.
At WrestleMania 18, Jericho lost the WWE title accompanied by this person.
Damn. Let me pass.
Okay, Eddie.
Oh God, I don't know if they're together at this point. I'm gonna say who's Stephanie McMahon.
That is correct.
Helmsley.
So when I was coming up with these questions, I had to go back and read on this because I did not remember it at all.
Well, I was going to say not Helmsley, because at the time, the reason she was with Jericho was because her and Triple H were going through a divorce storyline.
Well, they weren't divorced yet.
They weren't even married yet in real life.
Well, that's true.
Okay,
Was it no bit Levesque? Levesque or whatever.
What are the other categories?
Defunct titles, tag teams, entrances, and before and after.
Defunct title for 500.
This man won the hardcore title at WrestleMania 2000 after the title changed hands 10 times during the match.
Who is Crash Holly?
I'm sorry.
Really?
I've got hardcore.
Yes, let's all celebrate. Woo! I didn't even hear the question, but I'm just happy he got it wrong.
Is that the botch?
The question's to Aaron. We don't have to hear the question.
Finish?
Yes, this is the botch finish with the candy jar.
But it goes to David
really
now,
know who was
doesn't it?
supposed
Doesn't
to
David
win.
get a chance to answer it?
I'm sorry, David. Did you know the answer? I accidentally.
Well, you know what? I didn't hear it completely, so yeah. I'll still pass it to Eddie.
I didn't hear the question.
I already
either.
said the answer.
Oh, you did?
Okay.
I didn't even hear the answer.
I didn't hear it.
Okay. Well, it's hardcore Holly, so I apologize.
Oh.
That's the answer.
Okay.
Aaron said Crash Holly.
What was the situation there? Was it that Crash was supposed to win, but he didn't get?
It was Crash was supposed to win, and I think the ref. You know how they both have. I don't know what happened, but I think the ref just got confused and counted to 3. He actually didn't count, and then he counted to 3, and then they all stood around and looked at each other for like a minute, and then they announced that Hardcore Holly won.
So I think what happened was Crash was supposed to win, and either Hardcore covered him, but the idea was supposed to be 1, 2, time's up, or Crash the count didn't finish. Crash had the pin, but the count didn't finish in time, and Hardcore was still the reigning champ.
Sure. Now, if you guys want to see something really funny about that match, one of the Mean Street Posse guys is like pouring out blood, and they don't ever show what happened to him, and it's really hard to tell. But he's got like that goofy like sweater that he wears, and it's a great scene.
It wasn't Ziggler, was it?
No.
No, one of the Mean Street. Yeah.
I believe it was Pete Gas.
Pete Gas.
Oh, Pete Gas. All right.
Yeah. All right, David.
Let's go with. Is there anything left on managers, or are we done with that one?
Nope. There's one more on managers.
Let's do managers.
Okay. At WrestleMania, managers for 400. At WrestleMania 27, The Miz was accompanied by this man as he defeated John Cena.
Yes. Oh man, I totally hated that too. This was. Who is John Morrison?
Incorrect. Eddie.
Who is Alex Riley?
That is correct.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. Because he's a Miz and he's awesome.
All right, Aaron.
Wait.
No, Eddie.
Excuse me.
Eddie.
Me.
Yep.
Oh, shoot. I'll go with the Funk titles 100 if we have it at 100.
200.
200 then.
Okay. Eddie Guerrero won the European title versus this competitor at WrestleMania 17.
Oh, God. And that's my favorite WrestleMania, too. Oh, wow. Aaron just licking his chops here. Eddie Guerrero, 17. European title. Past Aaron, I don't know.
All right, Aaron.
So this is the after failing last round. This is the pick me up I needed to ace this because who is Test?
That's correct.
Oh wow.
You could have given me 100 chances at that question. I would not have gotten it.
I completely forgot about Test.
I was trying to think of like champs at that time. I was like Triple H. Trying to think of guys that were like the European champion overall.
Yeah. R.I.P. by the way.
Yeah.
Okay, Aaron.
Give me more redemption. Defunct titles for 400.
Okay. At WrestleMania 32, the Divas Championship was deactivated with who as its last champion?
Who is Charlotte Flair?
That is correct.
That's not even fair. We were there.
I was getting popcorn.
Yeah.
Jerry, I was getting popcorn when they defuncted the title, not when they fought in what should have been the main event. Which, by the way, teaser for next week, I fixed WrestleMania 32.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well, if that's not a cliffhanger, I don't know what is. David, you're up.
What are the categories again? I'm sorry.
Tag teams, entrances, before and after, and defunct titles.
Let's go tag teams 100.
Okay, tag teams 100. Cactus Jack and Chainsaw Charlie won the tag titles in this type of match.
They would have. What is a hardcore match?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Eddie?
I'm going to guess what is a dumpster match.
That is correct.
Yes. They beat the New Aged Outlaws.
Yeah,
right.
If you go back and watch that, Jerry the King Lawler is so hilarious during that match. I can't even concentrate on the match. All right, Eddie, you're up.
Do we still have defunct titles?
We have 2 left, 300 and 500.
What the hell? 500.
All right. The last time the hardcore title was defended at a WrestleMania, this man won the title despite not being part of the match.
How far am I ahead on David?
about a billion.
He is at negative 300 and you're at 2100.
This person was not part of the match. I'm passing. I'm not taking a chance.
Okay.
I like my score.
Aaron.
Oh yeah, not part of the match. What's my score right now?
5,500.
just guess, Aaron.
I really want to drop down to 50. Who is Crash Holly?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect.
Yes.
David, do you want to take a shot at it?
No.
Okay.
Okay, can I guess now?
Spike Dudley.
Spike Dudley.
Was he he pinned Molly, right?
I don't remember who he pinned. No, there was a match going on between Maven and someone else, and he came in and just kind of entered it.
God.
Wow, Maven.
Wait,
I know. Maven.
Wait. This was at 18, right?
This is the last time the hardcore title was defended.
Which was 18, right?
I'd have to look at my notes here.
Well, so I think the night ends with whoever pinned Molly Holly.
It's okay, Aaron. You can lose one.
and the reason I remember is because it was a very memorable spot that made me like laugh out loud and not like ha 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 like that one. Ha! Basically like she beats someone for the title and she's like running away and it's like one of those doors that like is top and bottom. So like you can close the top without closing the bottom.
Sure.
And you just see the door close and it like knocks her out and someone pins her. Now that could have been, it was someone small and unassuming. So I said Crash Holly, but it could have been Spike.
Well, we'll stay tuned to next week when we get you guys a verdict on this. All right.
It was David's turn.
No, that was Aaron. That was your guess, right? Your question, Eddie.
It was?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Was that
Yeah.
Interesting.
So what we got? We got
We got one left in defunct titles. We got tag teams. We got
Tag teams for-
entrances and before and after.
tag teams for 500.
Tag teams for 400. With their job on
No,
the
he
line.
said 5,
this
right?
Like
500.
yeah, 500.
Oh, I heard you say 4. Okay. Just making sure.
With their job on the line, this unlikely duo lost at WrestleMania 34 to Daniel Bryan and Shane McMahon.
Oh, who is Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens?
That is correct.
Holy crap. How did I forget that? Who is Kevin Steen and El Generico?
It's never been proven that El Generico and Sami Zayn are the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we've never seen them in the same room at the same time either.
But Sami Zayn doesn't know Spanish. So
El Generico will be at AEW's open house on April 9th. Spoiler alert. Just kidding.
All right, David.
Let's go tag teams. Well, the next one,
Next lowest one or next highest one?
lowest one.
All right. The very first tag team match at WrestleMania featured the Iron Sheik and Nikolai Volkov versus this team.
What is the Hart Foundation?
I'm sorry, that's incorrect. Eddie?
Is this 200?
This is 200.
And this is WrestleMania 1?
Yep. Well, whenever the first WrestleMania, I can't answer that.
Oh, yeah. The first WrestleMania. It's a complete guess. I'm going to say who's the Rockers.
That's very close, but that's incorrect.
Okay.
Aaron?
I hate to guess and guess wrong, but I guess I have a little wiggle room there.
Just a little bit. I'm coming up close.
Who is the Rock and Roll Express?
I'm sorry. It's actually the U.S. Express, who I had
US
to go
Express.
back and look who it was. And it was two guys they put together.
Who was the U.S. Express?
Yeah, I don't even know who they are.
So the U.S. Express. I'm gonna go back here. Just give me a second.
I was actually going to guess Midnight Express, but when you said Rockers was close, I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
I can't remember.
Young Bucks.
I honestly can't even remember the U.S. Express.
It's a super kick party.
All right. So let's see here. The U.S. Express. So it's Dan Spivey and Mike Rotunda.
IRS.
Yeah.
The Fiend's dad.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Eddie's turn, right?
Okay. I'll go with tag teams next to lowest.
Okay. At WrestleMania 19, this team won a triple threat match for the WWE Tag Team titles.
Oh, did they? Who's Edge and Christian?
I'm sorry, Eddie.
Damn
That was
it.
incorrect.
I was thinking. Okay, never mind. Go ahead.
Aaron.
No hints.
What was say question again?
At WrestleMania 19, this team won a triple threat match for the WWE Tag Team titles.
Who is Los Guerreros?
That's incorrect.
Yes.
David?
How about who is the Dudleys?
Sorry, that is incorrect as well.
Can I guess second guess, but for no points?
Yeah.
Is it Edge and Rey Mysterio?
It's actually Team Angle.
Teaming.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, that's right. That
I
makes
was
sense.
thinking of the TLC match. So I was
That's
thinking
what I thought.
Edge,
What-
Christian, Hardy's.
Who else was in the match?
I'd have to go back and look.
Okay.
Aaron, I believe it's up to you.
Okay. Entrances for 100.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Okay.
about that one.
This man entered the arena at WrestleMania 21 to $100 bills with his face falling from the sky.
Who is JBL?
That is correct. Okay, David. Time to make your move, man.
Yeah, let's go entrances for 200.
All right. And this man entered WrestleMania 23 in a Ford Mustang.
In a Ford Mustang?
Yep.
Damn. Damn. Who was Eddie Guerrero?
That's incorrect. Eddie, you got a guess for the folks at home?
So my official answer is pass. But just for fun, I'm going to say The Undertaker.
Yes. Aaron, do you know the answer?
Who is John Cena?
That's correct.
Really? Wow.
Was he going against Eddie Guerrero?
Do a big play to play.
I don't remember when Eddie Guerrero and John
unfortunately-
Cena feuded.
Unfortunately, Eddie Guerrero had been dead for at least
months.
a year and a half.
A year
Oh, okay.
at that point.
Okay. And he would have come in an Impala anyways, right?
Eddie.
Huh? Okay.
Eddie,
my
time
turn.
to make your comeback here.
What categories do we have again?
We got 1 left on tag teams. We got 3 left on entrances, and we got all 5 left on before and after.
I think we're leaving the before and after alone. Huh? Screw it. Before and after 500.
Okay, yes, we got a taker. All right. This team won the tag team titles at WrestleMania 10, an American spy film series based on the character Ethan Hunt.
I'm using a lifeline and giving it to Aaron.
Okay. All right, a lifeline.
Say the question again.
I'm trying to knock Aaron down.
This tag team won the tag team titles at WrestleMania 10, an American spy film based on the character Ethan Hunt. About 5 more seconds.
The last grasp guess is shoot. No, it can't be him either. The American Connection. Oh.
Men on a Mission Impossible.
I was actually going to say it. I was going to say who has been on a mission in Mission Impossible. I was going to say it.
All right. You had it. That was your chance, man.
You know what? I honestly never really watched the Mission Impossible movies, so that actually put me a little bit of disadvantage.
Yeah, I knew it was Mission Impossible, but I completely forgot about Men on a Mission.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're up.
On a mission.
Mabel.
Yeah.
You
Or
said
Viscera.
we have tag teams and
We got
entrances.
one left
Entrances
in
for
defunct.
500.
Okay, entrances for 500. Okay, at WrestleMania 11, this man rode backwards on a camel to the ring.
You mean WrestleMania 9? Who is
Yeah.
Bobby the Brain Heenan?
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's
That's my
9.
bad, and that is correct.
Caesar's
Yeah,
Palace.
we're like, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, even Trebek screwed up once in a while. R.I.P. David.
Let's go with what? There's still something in entrances, or
Yep, there's 2 left on entrances. There's 1 left on tag teams, 1 left on defunct titles, and then 4 left on before and after.
let's go entrances, the lowest one.
Okay. All right, entrances for 300. This group entered WrestleMania 6 in a pink Cadillac driven by Diamond Dallas Page.
Really?
It was
I didn't know
who is
DDP was
Honky Tonk
so
Man?
That you got. I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to give it to you because you're so far behind. It's Rhythm and Blues, which Honky Tonk Man was a member of.
So DDP actually drove him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
It was his car. It was
Yeah,
DDP's car.
He wasn't gonna let anyone else drive it.
Damn. Okay.
Eddie,
Very good. Yeah.
you're up, man. Let's tackle this. Let's tackle this before and after.
Yeah. Sure. Why not? The lowest one.
Okay.
How much is it?
Before and after 200.
Okay.
Razor Ramon's finisher, and they won the tag team triangle ladder match at WrestleMania 2000.
Razor's Edge, and Christian.
Yes, it's just Razor's Edge and Christian. You don't have to say.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
Razor's Edge and Christian.
What
But
is
yes,
Razor's
that's-
Edge?
Can I say he forgot to say who is
Yeah, yeah.
and what is?
What is? My bad.
All right, Aaron.
Well, we got in defunct and tag team and
You got one left on defunct for 300.
tag team
Tag team, you got one left for 400.
and
And then we got
Entrances.
one left 400 in entrances, and then 3 left in before and after.
entrances for 400.
Okay. This man entered the main event to his theme song played by Chris Warren.
The main event?
Entered
said?
the main event. There, I'm not telling you. It's too easy.
No, yeah, I'm just making sure you said main event.
Yep.
Who is Randy Orton?
Incorrect. David.
Pass.
Eddie.
I'm not answering because I don't even know who Chris Warren is.
Yeah, who's Chris Warren?
Chris Warren is the lead singer of the Degeneration X band. It was Sean.
Okay.
I thought because I was thinking at WrestleMania 30, I was like, oh, I don't know, I didn't know who that guy was, but that makes sense.
David.
Let's go. Tag team. You said there's still one for tag team.
There's one left in tag team.
Let's do that.
WrestleMania 7 saw this team defeat the Hart Foundation for the WWF tag team titles.
Who is the Quebecers?
That's incorrect. Eddie?
What year was WrestleMania 7?
7 years after
91.
the first one.
91. Hart Foundation. How much is this one worth?
400.
I'm passing.
All right. Aaron, you want to tell us the answer?
Somewhat stumped, and I don't know if I should guess or.
See, I would guess if it was lower.
What's where are the scores all across the board?
You're sitting at 5,100. Eddie's sitting at a comfortable 1,800. And
down.
David is in the running at negative 1,100.
Wow, David. You need
No,
to
I'm
start passing.
Guess who are the Killer Bees?
What?
That's incorrect.
I was gonna say
It's
the
the
Rockers.
Nasty Boys.
Ah,
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I forgot all about them.
just got
Eddie.
Killer Bees on my mind because of Anvil's classic promo of how do you kill a bee, and Brett asks how do you kill a bee, and Jim goes with a heart attack.
Eddie, we only got a couple more here.
What do we have? We
got one left in defunct titles, and then we got the ominous before and after.
I'll do the lowest of before and after.
Okay, before and after for 100.
Okay.
Defeated Greg Valentine by countout at WrestleMania 1, a phrase meaning the hottest, longest days of the June solstice to the September equinox.
So I don't remember anything about WrestleMania 1. So I'm passing.
Okay, Aaron?
I'm passing actually.
All right, David?
I'm passing also.
All right. The answer is Junkyard Dog Days of Summer.
See, I didn't know what days of summer. Like,
Aaron?
the last one for defunct titles.
Okay, defunct titles. The ECW was defended at only one WrestleMania, being which?
Oh, what is WrestleMania 23?
Oh, very close, but incorrect. David.
I got nothing to lose. How about WrestleMania 24?
That is correct.
If you got it wrong, I was going to say like 22.
I know.
In my mind, I pictured Chavo and Kane wrestling indoors, but you're right, it was outdoor.
Yeah. Okay. David, you're up. We got 2 left in before and after.
Is that it? Just before and after?
Yep, that's it.
Yeah, we were trying to avoid that one.
Let's go. The lowest one on before and after.
All right, this is the daily double. You're at negative 800. You can get back to 0 if you want to risk it.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
Okay. Lost to The Rock by DQ at WrestleMania 14, a popular McDonald's treat that only comes once a year.
Oh, man.
I guess everyone knows it.
Well, I know the second part of it. I don't know the first part of it.
Okay, about 5 seconds.
Nah, I don't know it. Pass.
Okay, Eddie.
I thought Daily Double was only him.
I'm going to give you a chance at it.
Thank you, but I will pass.
Okay, Aaron.
And Shamrock McFlurry.
Ooh, it's Ken Shamrock Shake.
Oh.
Shamrock Shake.
I'm glad I passed.
And I was thinking, you know what? I was thinking of a McRib. My bad. I was like, I can't think of a wrestler.
Okay, Eddie, there's one left in before and after. You ready to end strong here?
Sure, let's do that.
Okay. Lost to Brutus Beefcake at WrestleMania 6. Felix Hernandez threw the most recent one of these in 2012.
Repeat the question again, or the answer.
Lost to Brutus Beefcake at WrestleMania 6. And Felix Hernandez threw the most recent one of these in 2012.
What is Mr. Perfect Game?
That is correct.
I knew it was Perfect Game. I was like, Mr. Perfect.
Okay, guys, here's how we sit. David, you're at negative $1,600. Eddie, you are at $2,200. You're not out of this thing, my man.
I got 2 words for you, Aaron.
Good luck. Aaron, you're at 4,100. So, Aaron,
man,
everyone's going to need a sheet of paper and a Sharpie or a pen or a pencil to write clearly.
Give me a minute.
Give me a minute.
It is time for Final Jeopardy. And Aaron, since you are leading, you get to pick one of the 2 categories. Are you ready to everyone's got to write down a wager right now. Oh wait,
yes.
you select the category and then you write down a wager.
Okay.
Okay. So the 2 categories. The first one is rare appearances. The second one is celebrities. Which one would you like to select? I'm going to set 30 seconds on the timer after he selects this.
And go celebrities.
Okay, wise choice. Everyone, please write a wager down on your paper, and then once you're done, I will I will read the question.
You said I was at negative 1,600, correct?
Yes, you can wager enough to get back to 0.
Excellent.
What am I at?
You're at 20. You are at 2,200.
Okay.
Okay. Does everyone have a wager written down?
You said wait.
Wait.
What's
Don't we have to know the category first?
The category is celebrities.
Oh,
Well, what were we at again? Eddie was at 22.
2,200. You're at 4,100.
Okay.
Okay. Has everyone got it written down?
yes.
Okay. I'm going to read the question, and the second I get done reading it, I'm going to start my clock. Okay. Okay. This child star made an appearance at WrestleMania in the mid-90s by playing chess against Bob Backlund.
Child star.
Done, done. Okay. Pencils down. All right, David, you're at negative 1,600. Hold us on. So let's see what you got.
I'm going for negative 3,200 here. Okay, I'm going the opposite.
Okay.
So I put, and I'll kind of show you here. I put, who is Macaulay Culkin?
And how much did you wager?
1,600.
Okay, that is incorrect. I'm
Excellent.
sorry. We have some nice parting gifts for you in the back. All right, Eddie, you were in second with 2,200. Let's see what you came up with.
So I only put this name down because Aaron mentioned this guy's name earlier. I have no idea if this is right. I don't know if you can say it. Who is Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
For 1,000. That's
1,000.
correct.
Woo!
And so that brings him up to 3,200. The suspense is killing me. All right, Aaron, what'd you come up with?
Who is Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
Damn it.
And he wagered $500. All right. Aaron is going to walk away with the championship at $4,600 here. Well played.
Congratulations, man.
Congrats, Aaron.
Good job.
Thank you. I gotta admit, I'm disappointed. I had a lot of misses in that second round, that second board, and I was gonna say, come SummerSlam, I should be the one hosting, but I think I need to buff up on my knowledge and get a perfect score.
And respect for the questions. Good questions.
Yeah.
Yes, great
thanks
questions.
Thanks for playing. Impressive, everybody. Does anyone want to hear the other category for double?
Yeah.
Final?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so the other category was rare appearances, and the question is: this man only appeared at 2 WrestleManias, but main evented both of them.
Ooh, give me a second.
I'm gonna try to guess.
Sure.
Is it Roddy Piper?
No, it's not.
Okay.
I can see the wheels turning with Aaron here. I can see him turning.
Twice, and he main evented both times.
Twice and main event. And when you say main event, you mean the main event, not like WWE's 20 main events on
the main event.
Oh, no. No.
I'm guessing Goldberg, but I think he's been in more WrestleManias than that.
Oh my goodness. I didn't think about that. Who is Psycho Sid?
Yeah, it is Psycho Sid.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Which
I was about to say
WrestleMania 8, right?
Yeah, and 13.
And 13. Okay.
Man, I should have gone for that one. I when you said the category rare appearances, like I wasn't 100% sure if I grasped it, and that's kind of what hurt me with the first and last. Like I didn't completely get it. Like when it was like Perfect Game, and then there's another one that was like 2 wrestlers. Razor's Edge and Christian. But like the Shamrock thing, the Boys of Summer, like the non-wrestling thing was the stuff that threw me off on those ones.
That was the tripping point.
That's what made it more competitive for me. I appreciate that. It was him missing, not me getting him right. It was him missing, like, made it more competitive. All righty,
Good
so
stuff.
that's a conclusion to WrestleMania Jeopardy.
So next week we got, if I'm correct, we got a WrestleMania preview.
Yes,
Yeah.
but before we get into that, I want to talk about a couple of things.
Okay.
David, you can stay on if you want to contribute a bit on this.
Yeah.
So, New Japan Pro Wrestling, they unified their two belts, the Intercontinental Championship and their IWGP Heavyweight Championship, to make it the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. I'm sure you guys probably seen the pictures of it. Do you think it looks like the butterfly title?
I was gonna say it looks like the Divas Championship.
Yeah.
It
does. I'm like, they had what I felt was like one of the most beautiful titles AEW's got the best title, but New Japan Pro Wrestling's title was gorgeous, and I don't know what the hell they're thinking about going with this like butterfly looking Divas title. So I was just curious if you guys saw that, and like,
I
don't know what they could be on.
You know, my first impression when I saw it was I didn't think about the butterfly title, but you're right. I mean, it looks like it, minus it just doesn't have the artwork of a butterfly.
Right.
Which is unfortunate. Like it is a kind of a classic design that I've seen other promotions use, but because of the Divas title, they've kind of ruined that shape to always be referenced as a butterfly, when usually I think it'd be like kind of like a solar flare type get up. But yeah.
Okay, because I don't remember seeing it being used for anything other than the Divas. Or at least that shape of it. So, wow.
I want
I don't
to
know if
ask you
you've
guys
seen
a
it,
question.
Steve.
Like,
I haven't seen it. I'm looking for it right now.
What did you think was like the most, like, from watching wrestling from when we were first, as young as we were to now, what do you consider as one of the most underrated championship, like good looking championship belts that you've ever seen? It could be any kind of championship belt. Doesn't matter what type.
For me, my favorite belt is the Winged Eagle WWF title, but the one I think is underrated is the Undisputed title that started with I want to say Triple H and went on to ended with John Cena, but it was the one that Eddie Guerrero, Brock Lesnar, Angle, all of them had. It was a different looking belt. Like I can't even really describe what it looked like because it's not as distinguished as the eagle or the wingtips or the spinner or anything like that. But it just, to me, it looked like a title. It looked
it looked good. Definitely,
it was a fun title.
Yeah, for me, like the title that I always just liked, and also because it was the workhorse belt, was the Intercontinental Championship. But when it was changed to like a white strap, when Ultimate Warrior kind of changed it. And so it wasn't like your prototypical looking championship. It was just different. And I always just like that when it's just a different style, Yeah.
I love the US of A title, where they have the USA colors, the red, white, and blue. I always thought that looked really awesome.
Yeah.
I actually really liked it when Cena actually came out with the first belt that actually spun around. I always thought that was pretty badass.
It was cool. Yeah. It was different. Again, I like anything that's different,
Yeah, I'm more of a traditionalist, I guess. I like the big gold belt. It was originally the NWA belt, but WCW adopted it to be their world title.
30 pounds of gold.
Like basically like Flair's belt, right? Like
basically. I love that belt.
So with the spinner title, I really did not like the spinner title for as long as it lasted. But when John Cena first won and debuted it, I thought it was it was like his own personal custom belt, and I kind of dug that. What I didn't like was I think when Edge had it, it was like everyone's like, oh well, Edge hasn't changed the belt, so we all know Cena is going to win it back. Same thing with Rob Van Dam. Rob Van Dam, has the same belt, so Cena's going to win it back. And sure enough, Cena won it back. So I think when it actually came time to like move it on and put it on Randy Orton, Triple H, and some other people who did the belt right, I think they felt like they had to keep it as a spinner title.
It didn't make sense how they kept it.
Right, exactly. And I kind of felt like, the same thing with the Smoking Skull belt, which a lot of people like, but it made sense. It was only Stone Cold's belt. When The Rock won it, it made no sense for The Rock to keep it, or Undertaker. So I think
got another one for you that I love.
Where they messed up is they kept it,
The
Which
other
one's
one
that,
I
Steve?
absolutely loved because I loved his character because he was such a hateable guy. But when Daniel Bryan was the Planet's champion
Yeah.
and he had like the organic, like it was just such a
Yeah.
smug heel thing to do. He's like, I got the organic, like 100% naturally made, whatever.
Well, and what was hilarious about that was like when he talked about it and like what was in it and all that, I'm like, God, that's kind of like that is environmentally nice and you know it had like certain gemstones and like I was
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, it wasn't cheap, but it was environmental friendly. It was actually a nice looking belt, I thought.
It was like a really nice change. I think they should do that more, where everyone who wins a title has something that's kind of unique to them.
Yeah.
Like I think that'd be
It's a good merchandise opportunity for sure,
Right.
which that's what WWE's all about.
Like, and then like, so since we're saying like the ones that you like I would flip it to the ones that we least like. For me, I'm telling you right now, the tag team titles that got released with like the chrome ugly, that's when like Bret Hart, when he came back and he released them, he like, I can't remember when it was, what year it was when he came back that time. And he presented the titles, and I was like, "These are some of the ugliest championship belts I've ever seen." Like, if it was me, I was like, I would not want to buy that championship at all. I don't care how much it costs.
Is that like the current ones, the Spartan-looking ones?
No, because then because
Spartan
at
ones.
that time when Brett released it, it was still a black strap with the chrome, and then they changed it to the red and blue, depending which Raw and SmackDown.
Yeah.
It was
but it's
copper.
almost like similar, but at least like with SmackDown, they changed it to like a silver instead of like the bronze, and that's what it was. It was a bronze initial that came out, and it was just really ugly.
The one I don't like right now is the current Intercontinental title. I just feel the Intercontinental title is such a classic looking one, and even when they did change it, like in the 2000s, like it at least looked like the old Intercontinental belt, just like a modern design. So when they did this one as some weird round thing, I didn't understand it.
I don't like the Universal title, and it's mainly because of the strap, the blue.
blue.
Yeah.
I know you can't have the exact same logo or whatever as your main title, but I feel that you should definitely make it where it's two completely different belts. That way it doesn't matter when they have the draft who's on what show. Because like right now, the Universal title, if it's on Raw, it's a red strap. If it's on SmackDown, it's a blue strap.
Even with like when The Rock introduced that style of the belt, like I can't say that's my least favorite belt because the Intercontinental belt is out there. Same thing with the Divas title. But I was very disappointed with when Rock debuted and it was just a giant W. Like I missed the creativeness that went into the other belts. The old and undisputed belt and the WWE title belt. So I was actually kind of disappointed when it was just like this giant W.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
agree. I agree with that.
And of course, I love the AEW belt right now. It's gorgeous.
So heads up, guys. So in my not disputing because the question was about the match.
Oh, here we go.
But here's what happened throughout the night. Yes, it was Spike got the belt, but then Hurricane got it. Mighty Molly got it. The thing I remembered, and I was still wrong on this, the person who hit her with the door and pinned her was Christian. And then as Christian was getting in his taxi to take off, Maven did the schoolboy roll up to pin him and then hopped in the taxi and took off. So not only did Maven end the night with the belt, but he actually got out of the arena, like left, didn't let anyone else pin him for the night. That's how the night ended. But the match was Maven versus, who was it? Maven versus Goldust, and Spike Dudley just kind of ran into the match, which was a smart move if you think about it.
So basically, you got it wrong regardless.
Yeah, I got it wrong regardless.
So I'm curious only because I didn't get to at least talk to this, like since it's my first time being on this podcast. What was your overall thought process on how AEW tried to hype up the new signing, the mystery signing, was it like a Revolution? Was it like, I mean, I didn't get to listen, so I apologize, but
no problem. So I don't usually bash AEW, but for that whole event, I pretty much bashed them for that entire event.
To add something to it, like I bashed it too, and I even kind of talked about how Christian was a huge signing for TNA 15 years ago because he was an underutilized WWE star who had a chance to really break out. And I liked his TNA run. I really felt he carried his own. But like I thought, like, man, if they brought in Ricochet and they had hyped up Ricochet, I could have gone behind that because basically them saying, you know what, they totally underutilized him. We're going to use him right. But what this kind of hurts is that someone who is out there right now is Andrade. Right. And now it kind of hurts that if you bring Andrade in, that's a guy you could hype up as this is an instant main eventer. This is a 5-star classic. This is a guy who could go with Kenny and compete for better 5-star matches and then also beat him in the match. But now you can't really hype him up as much because I think you kind of you used up that goodwill of Christian and it was just Tony. If you go back and watch how Big Show announced him, how they announced him on the show, it was a decent, mid upper card guy in Christian. It was Tony Khan who went on all the shows and on the AEW podcast and was like, no, this is huge, this is big, this, that. So I think it was too much promoter from Tony to hype it, overhype it. Because I think had they not overhyped it, I think it'd just be a good veteran coming to AEW, much like who's out there right now, Billy Gunn, a bigger version of Billy Gunn. Someone who you can maybe plug into a main event match, and Matt Hardy, like somebody you can plug in a main event match, but someone you're not saying this is the future of our company. They made it seem like this is a game changer. Yeah, and you know what? Like
I was listening to 83 Weeks with Eric Bischoff and Conrad and him were talking about that. And they were saying that Eric said, you know what? We made a mistake similar to that in WCW. He said, what we did is we hyped. And when it came to it, it didn't come out the way we wanted. And so Conrad was basically just telling them, he said, you know what? In hindsight, they should have never just said anything and Christian should have just showed up.
Yes.
Maybe kicked the crap out of somebody. And at least the shock factor would have still been there instead of hyping up somebody who, again, because it seemed like everybody got shocked when Paul White signed with them because they really didn't know about it. And all of a sudden you just see Paul White as AEW. Not that, granted, this is a guy that's already past his prime. We know that. We get that. But I mean, I do agree in the sense how you're saying like Andrade would be like a great person, especially right now, since yesterday it came out in his interview that he didn't get that 90-day no compete clause, so he can actually just show up whenever he wants.
And for now that's gonna be the better thing for him to show up, be unannounced, be a surprise. Yeah. But just imagine if they had hyped it up the way the Christian did, and maybe you even tease with showing like an American flag, but then it kind of transitions the lowest side, show American and Mexican flag together, and then the mariachis come out, and then Andrade comes out in a nice suit. Yeah. All of a sudden, you're like, man, that's a main event guy right there. Another thing that could have been nice. Another thing that could have been nice for him to, once they realized they had overhyped Christian, go sign someone like Shannon Moore, and bring him in, and or Jamie Noble. Jamie Noble I think still works. But bring someone like that in and have them walk out all smug and all that. And then have Christian come in, hit them, throw him out of the ring, grab the contract and sign it. And it's still overhyped. At least you get the idea like, okay, Christian came and got the guy who was too overhyped and kind of took his spot. Something like that would have been fun. But I think they could have had their who was on the 83 Week podcast that Bischoff said they overhyped.
Who did he say at WCW at the time that they had picked up? You know what? They were doing a they were talking about Goldberg. And I was listening to the one where they were doing a tribute to Mr. Perfect, to Kurt Hennig. And I think it was something like that, even though when Kurt came out, because he had been out and he had back issues and all that stuff, and he was back and forth, and same thing, he was past his prime. Well, same.
At that point, from that generation, you already had Hulk Hogan, you already had Macho Man, you already had some other guy, Hall and Nash, you can argue is from that kind of the same generation. So at that point, you were bringing in Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig, who was a tier below those guys. Roddy Piper was even a tier below Hogan and Savage, but below him was Mr. Perfect. So I think that was part of the problem there. And because WCW never really brought in, we talk about this on this podcast a bunch of times, Jericho coming into WWE. That was a huge, that was the underutilized guy who instantly became a star in the other company. WCW never really did that with anyone young. But yeah, you're right. They did that with stuff like Kurt Hennig, Jeff Jarrett,
Yeah. Yeah, and the scary thing with that is Bischoff, I mean, at least the way I always felt, whatever Hogan wanted, he got flat out. And that was what was a bummer, because Hogan kept himself in the main event picture for so long. And he had all the guys that could have probably competed with Vince if he knew how to run it right. Like, I mean, we're talking Eddie Guerrero. When the Radicals showed up in WWE on top of Jericho, I mean, you're talking Jericho, Guerrero, Malenko, Perry Saturn, and there was just so many other guys that showed up, but he had them there with him at the time, and Mysterio also, but he just didn't know what to do with them. And that's something that you hear a lot from other superstars. They just said, Bischoff is not McMahon. He just didn't have that vision. He just stuck on no offense, the dinosaurs that Vince had already created in WWE, and then just brought him over, signed him to big money deals. And the one thing that worked for Bischoff is he turned Hogan heel. That's what helped him with the NWO and everything.
And they both have I think both Bischoff and Vince have their faults in not listening to fans. The big difference was Bischoff listened to the boys, and Vince listens to the retired boys, Patterson, rest in peace. But guys like that, the bookers, Michael Hayes, guys like that, that's where you kind of see Roman Reigns has such a good face. Like that's a they don't listen to fans. But Bischoff was even worse, because he, at least at some point, Michael Hayes, Pat Patterson goes like, "Hey, are you listening to the reaction this Daniel Bryan guy's getting? This could be something." Where all Bischoff listened to is Hogan, Kevin Nash, the guys who just went, "Oh yeah, no, they're too small." Because in there, to be fair to them, they said in a real fight I would win, so it doesn't matter. But it's like, okay, yeah, but in a real fight, Ken Shamrock and Tank Abbott and Kurt Angle are the only guys who have a chance at winning the title. So you didn't really want to go down that in a real fight. Bob Backlund would have been champion until you probably could still put a submission hold on some of those guys and make them tap out. So you didn't really want to go with who could really win a fight. But Bischoff listened to those guys all the time about, those guys are too short to win in a real fight, so why would they win in this fictional fight?
If it was winning in a real fight, Hogan wouldn't beat anybody, because
exactly.
Stiff. He can't even move, or he's so slow.
And that was a thing, once Vince kind of got away from the bigger wrestlers, the Warriors and the Hogans of the world, and once he started putting his faith in guys like Brett and Shawn, and they started putting on the matches that we all respected, because these guys were going all out. And I think all of us, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I think I respect when you see a wrestler pretty much sacrifice their body for our entertainment, for our enjoyment. Those guys have my most respect. The Jeff Hardys of the world, the Darby Allins of the world, all those guys that have always Shawn always sacrificed his whole body all the time, So guys like that, I always appreciated. I always was grateful for as a fan, because I know that they're putting their whole bodies on the line, and just for us. I mean, in the reality, they're medicated and they're hurting and their knees are all messed up and everything else. So,
indeed.
All right. So I'm gonna have to cut this short, because WrestleMania Jeopardy was a lot of fun, but it did take up most of our time. So before we sign off, we do a little quick round. What we enjoyed most in the world of wrestling this week. Steve, I'll let you go first.
I'm going to go back. I've kind of done I'm starting to watch some old WrestleManias in the past, and I love WrestleMania 31. I just rewatched it, specifically when Seth Rollins cashes in his Money in the Bank, and that runway he sprints down is like legit like a half mile long, and it feels like he's running for like ever to get down to the ring when he's cashing in the Money in the Bank. But that's my favorite Money in the Bank cash in ever, is when he does it. And I love when he does. They posted on Twitter yesterday when he wins and he takes the belt and starts swinging it above his head. That is so great. I've never seen anyone do that before. That's so great.
Just a quick spoiler alert. In this fall, you're going to see Justin Fields doing that run. All right, Aaron, you go up.
Britt Baker's promo. I mean, that's promo 101. We obviously talk more than most fans, but we talk about the great matches, the star-making moments, and it's, I think, a certain extent that the wrestlers can talk about that, but you got to straddle the line back on, I want to win, I want to lose, I want do my job, and I actually did a great job, which so many people fell at. They come out, talk about the great match, and go home. She talked about the great match and talked about why she's a bigger star. Didn't acknowledge that she lost the match. Didn't acknowledge who else was in that match, and also put down the fans and some legends at the same time, which I thought was awesome.
Yeah, Mick Foley.
Yeah.
She put down Mick Foley.
that was so good. So I hate Aaron because he pulled a me from last week. That was my favorite thing also this week. Britt Baker's promo. I felt it was a great way to keep her involved, to keep her momentum going after that great match against Thunder Rosa. And I just loved the little jab at like you're bringing TK's bringing all these legends when you have a legend right here. And that she became a hardcore legend overnight when it took Mick Foley 20 years. So that was pretty funny. But no, it was just a great promo. I loved it. Yeah, all around. David, I know I'm kind of putting you on the spot here, but I don't know if you have something you want to.
No, you
include.
know what? And I'm going to kind of ride what you guys are saying. And to me, AEW's ability to create heels is pretty phenomenal, because the way that I look at it is you got MJF, Britt Baker, Kenny Omega, and those are your probably your top three heels right now. I mean, and probably Miro too, but poor Miro is I think he's just in a bad storyline right now. Like, they really just need to have him go on his own and probably just kick the crap out of everybody. And I think that'd be a lot easier. But AEW, I have a lot of respect, because, as kids, we always cared about the faces, but now once you start learning the business, you're thinking you need a great heel in order to elevate everybody, to help elevate the product. And I think like MJF on his promo, where he just flat out said, he's just like, 2 weeks ago, should I say, and he was just like, I'm only 23 years old and I'm already right here. And I'm only going to get better. And he's pretty darn good already. So he's why I enjoy watching AEW so much, because I want to hear what he's going to say next.
Yeah, definitely. Alrighty, guys. So we reached the conclusion. Again, this was a special edition. I'd like to thank David for coming on and playing a game with us, the WrestleMania Jeopardy. Ton of fun, Steven. I'm really impressed that I didn't get completely destroyed.
You're right in there, man.
Yeah. So
thanks, Steve. Great questions, man.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining.
So thank everybody. This is the first time we've done a YouTube live event. We'll probably do this again in the future. This again was the Jack Tonney's Basement podcast. I'm Eddie. For Aaron, who already signed off, Steve, and our special guest David. Goodbye and good night.